The screen crackles to life with an intergalactic transmission. The Galactic Empire's insignia looms large, a sharp contrast to the cold metallic execution chamber behind it. General Marcus Steele, bound and restrained in energy cuffs, stands tall despite his grim fate. The alien announcer's voice is laced with arrogance as it declares his crimes, fabricated accusations of war atrocities. Humanity watches in silence, their collective breath held. Steele remains unwavering. His chiseled face, marred by battle scars, betrays no fear. He stares into the camera, his expression calm, resolute. The Empire's enforcer, Lord Varric, steps forward, his reptilian features contorted into something resembling satisfaction. With a motionless hand, he gestures to the executioner, a towering automaton armed with a plasma guillotine. The Empire expects Steele to plead, to break. Instead, his voice, steady and unyielding, cuts through the silence. Humanity does not kneel. The blade falls. A flash of energy. Then nothing. The feed cuts to black. The world stands still. For mere moments, there is only silence. Then, a spark, a slow, rising ember of rage that spreads like wildfire. Across Earth, fists clench. Teeth grind. People who once bickered over politics, borders, and ideology now find themselves unified under a single, undeniable truth. This was not just an execution. It was a declaration of war. The White House is a fortress of tension. Inside the Situation Room, the president sits stone-faced, hands clasped. Around her, military officials, intelligence heads, and world leaders, each one as enraged as the next, await her words. Finally, she speaks, her voice cold as steel. They wanted fear. Instead, they have given us purpose. Effective immediately, this means war. The Pentagon erupts into a flurry of activity. War plans, once theoretical contingencies, now become reality. Generals bark orders. Satellites reposition. Factories shift into overdrive. Humanity is not just preparing for battle, they are preparing for retribution. Far from Earth, in the void of space, a lone warship floats, cloaked from prying alien eyes. Inside, Commander Jack Reynolds watches the execution footage, his jaw tight. He's seen death before. He's lost men, friends. But this was different. This wasn't war. It was a message. And now, humanity would send one back. He exhales sharply, turning to his crew. We're coming for you. The Pentagon is a storm of motion. Analysts pore over intelligence reports, strategists finalize battle plans, and military leaders stand over holographic war maps, pinpointing key enemy installations. The execution of General Steele was a mistake the Galactic Empire would come to regret. The United States, backed by a now unified Earth, has made its decision. There will be no negotiations. No diplomacy. Only war. In a secured chamber, the President listens as General Catherine Hayes of the U.S. Space Force lays out the battle strategy. Earth's military had never been idle. For decades, secret projects had prepared for the possibility of extraterrestrial conflict. While the Empire saw humanity as a primitive species, the truth was far more dangerous. Humanity had been watching, studying, and reverse-engineering alien technology from past encounters. A fleet exists beyond the knowledge of the enemy. The Ghost Fleet, cloaked warships, equipped with advanced AI and quantum disruptor weaponry, hidden away in deep space facilities, waiting for this moment. The Empire believes Earth's military is limited to outdated orbital defenses and rudimentary space travel. They are wrong. The President's expression remains unreadable as she listens. The plan is simple but brutal. Strike first, strike hard, and strike where it hurts. The Achilles Protocol, a military doctrine designed specifically to exploit the Empire's weaknesses, is activated. Unlike the methodical, large-scale engagements favored by alien forces, humanity will wage war as they always have, unpredictable, ruthless, relentless. Commanders across the globe issue mobilization orders. Factories switch to wartime production, churning out weapons, drones, and warships. Military enlistment surges overnight as men and women from every nation answer the call. There is no need for propaganda. The execution of Steele was enough. Meanwhile, cyber warfare teams infiltrate imperial networks, feeding false data, scrambling communications, and planting disinformation. The Empire, overconfident in its technological superiority, has left vulnerabilities that humanity is all too eager to exploit. Every intercepted transmission, every hacked database, adds another weapon to the human arsenal. The first targets are chosen carefully: outposts along the Empire's supply lines, communication hubs, and refueling stations. They will not see the attack coming. The Ghost Fleet will descend upon them like wraiths in the dark, leaving nothing behind but wreckage and silence. Inside a hidden command center, Commander Jack Reynolds stands before his assembled strike teams. The tension is palpable, but the resolve is unshakable. He meets their eyes, soldiers who know the stakes, warriors who have been waiting for this moment. "They killed one of our own," he says, voice low but steady. "They think that means we'll back down. They think we fear them. They think this war will be over before it begins." He pauses, letting the weight of his words settle. They have no idea what's coming. Across the void, warships begin to move. Engines ignite. The first strike is imminent. The Empire wanted to make a statement. Now, it is humanity's turn. The Empire's fleets regroup at Zerian Prime, their most fortified world. The Emperor himself oversees the preparations, convinced that humanity's defiance is nothing more than a final, desperate struggle. He watches as warships fill the skies, as towering defense cannons are calibrated, as his generals assure him of an inevitable imperial victory. He does not see the fear behind their eyes. Then the alarms sound. The first wave comes without warning. Human warships, their signatures masked, emerge from slipspace at impossible angles. Orbital stations, built to repel slow-moving dreadnoughts, are overwhelmed by smaller, faster vessels striking like predators in a feeding frenzy. Plasma batteries fire wildly into the void, but the humans are not where they are expected to be. They never are. On the surface, the Imperial stronghold braces for ground assault. Troops take formation, their disciplined ranks standing tall behind energy barricades. The Empire has fought countless wars, crushed dozens of civilizations, and yet, as they wait, something gnaws at them. Something unsettling. Then the bombardment begins. Not from orbit, but from within their own ranks. Human infiltrators, inserted days before the battle, emerge from hiding. Explosions rip through key defenses. Supply depots ignite. Command posts fall silent. By the time the main invasion force lands, the battlefield is already in chaos. Commander Jack Reynolds leads the charge. Humanity doesn't fight like the Empire. There are no drawn-out engagements, no symmetrical battles. There is only precision, unpredictability, and unrelenting force. Close-quarters combat erupts in the streets, the disciplined formations of the Empire shattering against the sheer ferocity of human warriors. For every fallen soldier, 10 more push forward. In the throne chamber, Lord Var-Rick, the one who ordered Steele's execution, watches the feeds in disbelief. He had expected defiance. He had not expected annihilation. The doors burst open. Reynolds steps in, weapon raised. There are no words exchanged. No monologue. No plea for surrender. Just a single gunshot. Var-Rick falls, the same way Steele had, without fear. Across the palace, the Emperor himself makes his last stand, surrounded by his elite guard. But it is too late. The humans have come for him. And they do not kneel. By the end of the day, Zerian Prime is silent. The Empire's greatest world, its strongest fortress, reduced to burning ruins. The last transmission sent across the stars is simple. A human soldier standing atop the Imperial throne, the Earth flag in his hands. We never forget. We never forgive. The Emperor's lifeless body lies among the ruins of his once mighty palace. His golden armor, once a symbol of the Empire's invincibility, is scorched and broken. The last of his guards have fallen. The throne room, a place where countless species had once begged for mercy, now stands in eerie silence. Outside, the battle is over. Human warships dominate the skies, their weapons still hot from the orbital assault. The Empire's fleets, once unmatched in the galaxy, have been reduced to burning wreckage. What few ships remain scatter in retreat, their commanders too afraid to face what humanity has become. On the ground, surrendering Imperial soldiers kneel before human troops, their weapons discarded, their faces pale with the realization that everything they believed in has collapsed. These were warriors bred for conquest, trained to see themselves as superior. And yet, in the end, they had been hunted, outmatched, and destroyed. Commander Jack Reynolds walks through the ruins, stepping over debris and fallen enemies. Reports flood his earpiece, confirmation of victory, pockets of resistance still being cleared, imperial governors pleading for terms. He ignores them. The time for negotiation passed the moment General Steele's blood stained the execution chamber. At the heart of the city, a towering statue of the Emperor stands, a monument to the Empire's supposed greatness. Without hesitation, human engineers rig it with explosives. The countdown begins. Moments later, the symbol of imperial rule collapses in a thunderous roar, the dust rising into the sky like the last breath of a dying civilization. Across the galaxy, the message spreads. The invincible empire has fallen. The species they mocked, the warriors they underestimated, have shattered their dominion. Some alien factions celebrate in secret, knowing that humanity has done what they never could. Others watch in terror, understanding that the balance of power has shifted forever. On Earth, the victory is met with grim satisfaction. There are no cheers, no parades, only the quiet realization that a line has been crossed. Humanity is no longer just a species struggling for survival. They are now something else. A force that does not forgive. A power that does not kneel. In the ruins of Zypherian Prime, a lone soldier plants the Earth flag atop the remnants of the Imperial Palace. The final transmission is sent to every corner of the known universe, a warning carved into the rubble of a fallen empire. This war began with an execution. It ends with an empire's extinction.